Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now July 9th of 2020, and ever since the very end of the Skywalker saga by Disney and Lucasfilm, a lot of fans around the world have been very skeptical about the future of the Star Wars franchise and exactly where it's going by both Bob Iger and Bob Chaypek, and exactly what they are really going to do with the future of the Star Wars franchise moving forward, and exactly how much of an impact it's really going to have on the future of Star Wars and exactly how it will be structured. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that they are trying to really craft something completely new. That's exactly what Disney wants, is that they want to really evolve Star Wars. They want it to be an ever-evolving franchise from this point on forward, starting off with The Mandalorian Season 2, which, by the way, is going to introduce a host of new characters as well as characters from the Clone Wars in live-action form, which should really be pretty exciting, to be honest, to see Ahsoka Tano, for example, in the form of live-action. I think is really going to be the highlight of Season 2 and Season 3. Now, beyond all of this, what's really exciting all has to do with the fact that they are not just focusing on television, but also the new movies as well. Now, with that being said, when we look at everything related to chaypek and iger, a lot of change is being made over at Lucasfilm. New creatives are coming on board to handle the Star Wars universe, as well as others getting promoted, like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, as well as other people that are going to be involved with this new universe, such as the movies and TV shows, books, novels, and comics. Now, beyond all of this, what's really intriguing all has to do with actress Daisy Ridley and Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy. Of course, with both Disney and Lucasfilm now finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are now fully focused on their new Star Wars universe, as well as their new Star Wars trilogy of films that are all set to introduce a brand new mythology of the Star Wars franchise and more. Now, it's noted that Bob Iger and Bob Chaypek already have over 10 years worth of Star Wars projects in the works for Disney Plus alone, and that they are dedicated to making things right for the Star Wars fandom. Now, it's described, however, that before and after the premiere of The Rise of Skywalker, many interviews were given to the creators of the sequel trilogy, including actress Daisy Ridley, where she was able to answer questions about Kathleen Kennedy's leadership, where it's noted that at one point Daisy was questioned about Kathleen Kennedy, to where she stated that Kathleen Kennedy was the one who originally wanted the film to be extra long as far as the running time goes, and even discussed the idea of splitting the film into two parts with J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, and that those conversations did in fact happen and were eventually put to rest by Kathleen Kennedy, as she believed it would only be a marketing issue and disaster for the end of the Skywalker saga. Let me stop right here for a second, is that I think that splitting it into two parts for Episode 9 would have been a great idea. Except, of course, the fact that this global crisis happened, it probably wouldn't have been for the best, but at the time, they really couldn't see that coming. But just in concept, the fact that, Kennedy was able to talk about this, and how, of course, others were able to actually discuss these ideas and really get the ball rolling with that at one point in time, you could just see exactly what could have been with The Rise of Skywalker. Now, not just that, but also Daisy unveiled that many new characters were cut from the film because of Kathleen Kennedy that were going to be the core of the concept and development of Reylo. These important characters that were cut were going to have great impact on the character development of Ben Solo and Rey in the third act of the movie, and that also, the reason Kathleen Kennedy did not want tons of Force ghosts is because she wanted to steer away from the mythology of the Jedi per se, and focus more on the Resistance. So here's the thing about the Resistance, is that, to me, I felt that the Resistance was quite boring when it came to the sequel trilogy. I felt like it wasn't really all that interesting, especially when it came to The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi, could have done so much more with the Resistance than, what The Force Awakens set it up for it to be. And in The Rise of Skywalker, I just felt it was flat. I felt that there really could have been some kind of, improvement with all of that, to the point where they could have made it on the same exact level of the rebellion in the original trilogy, right? Now, beyond all of this, we do know that Kathleen Kennedy changed a lot of things in Episode 9. She deleted many aspects of, specific characters and specific scenes and concepts of The Rise of Skywalker, and how Daisy Ridley even was able to reveal that Kathleen Kennedy did not want Force Ghosts in the movie at the end of the day because she wanted to take away the mythology of Star Wars. She wanted to focus more so on the Resistance side of Star Wars rather than the actual Jedi mythology. Which to me, honestly, I think that Star Wars, at the end of the day, the core of it all, is really the Jedi, the Sith, the Force, you name it. Everything that's all magical, to me, is the more interesting side of Star Wars. I don't know about you, but to me that's the more interesting side of this massive franchise, rather than, the Resistance per se. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.